Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com, coming to you from the Corey Provis studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep-3. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You know what? I know you never forget, so just do it. We forgot. Oh, we were going to do it. We forgot. So give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. And tell us what you're playing today. What are you on? Are you tailing? Are you fading? Playing a little baseball? Looking at the CBI there in the NCAAs? As we're the NCAA basketballs, we're hanging on to every little nugget of college basketball. It's almost over. Now we're betting everything. You throw shit. Hampton, hell yeah, we'll bet on that. How about Marshall? Oh, where can I put my money? And tonight, it doesn't get any better. So we got DePaul in South Florida. Back up there in Chicago. Maybe you got some hockey working. Maybe you got a little NBA as the playoffs get close. And maybe a little soccer. Maybe some Bundesliga. I don't know. You tell me. Because if you get them right, not only are you going to win your bet, which is pretty good, also going to get a shout out. So what could be better? That's a nice two-team parlay there. Money and a shout out. That's a payoff at any rate. And as always, don't forget to check out the websites, winnersandwhiners.com, statsalt.com, sides, totals, props, halftime bets, all that good stuff over there. All in one spot is your one-stop shop for all things sports betting related as far as the game capsules go. So check that out, won't you? Oh yeah, it's the number one predictive site in the world. So yeah, we do have that going for us. Anywho, let's do a quick recap of yesterday, shall we? Speaking of Hampton, we had them, we were on them, they paid off for us. We had the Green Bay over. We just about got the overtime backdoor cover, as probably a lot of you guys wanted if you played that game. If you got down late, that number plunged all day long. You know the rules. We capped it at 176.5, and that ended up being a 1.5 loser. I believe it was 78-75. But I know a lot of you guys in real life probably won that bet, so congratulations. And then we had the TCU Horned Frogs. Holy shit. I don't know where that team came from. I think they put up a total of 12 points in the game. So that's not going to win you many contests there. Even Texas looked fine. They shut down TCU. TCU was just dreadful. So 1-2 we go. We got 2-2 on the premium side. We had Green Bay to cover. Couldn't quite get there. They had that number there a couple times. Again, we thought we might get a little luck there in overtime as they got to reset and maybe end up covering the 5 points, but they didn't. And we also had the Marshall under. That paid off. Had the Golden State under. That paid off. We took that one down by about 2.5 points. And then we had the Atlanta Hawks over, and we missed that one by about 2.5 points. So, yeah, good times. Those last two were late additions based on sharp action, which is one of the cool things you get if you're a premium player. You get updates from me on a daily basis or in the most afternoons if we're seeing something that we like, something where the late money looks good. Went 1-1 yesterday. Those sharp plays on the money line or on the NBA the day before actually were 2-0. So yeah, we're gonna throw a little sharp money action at you as well if you are a premium subscriber. So with that being said, hey, let's talk about some baseball, shall we? It's going to be all baseball all day for me today. I'm going to take 3 baseball games, and I'm going to take a swing at some baseball, if you will. First up, I'm looking at the Arizona Diamondbacks at the San Diego Padres. Stop shaking your head at me. My staff is here shaking their. Stop it. Stop it. They're not all going to be gems. As Arizona takes on San Diego, they're in San Diego, Petco Park. No longer Jack Murphy in the most beautiful weather in the world, but I digress. San Diego, looking at the total in this one of 7.5. This is Robbie Ray against Joey Lucchesi. Joey Lucchesi, sorry. It's been a long off season. I forgot how to pronounce all these names. I think it's Lucchesi, actually, now that I say it. Okay. Anywho, you know what? I really want to like Robbie Ray. We took him last week, and you know, he's just not back, man. He's a good-sized lefty. He's 6'2". He's got a mid-90s fastball, very nice curve. When he can locate it. He has struggled with his curve ever since he was on the injured list in the beginning of last season. He was out with a pectoral injury, and he just hasn't been great ever since he came back. He's had trouble locating his curve. His walks are up. His strikeouts are down, and he didn't have a great season. Kind of forgettable. He picked up right where he left off last year. His first start of the year, he gave up 3 runs, in just 3 hits, but 5 walks in 5 innings, and that will doom you as those guys come around to score. Lucchesi is a solid young pitcher with a tremendous upside. He has decent control, but again, he still throws too many pitches over the fat part of the plate. He hasn't learned to locate as well as he will later in his career. The Diamondbacks have been an over machine this year. As I record this, they are 5-0 to the over, and Zach Greinke just hit his 2nd home run for the D-backs tonight. So I think they're sitting on 6 right now. So again, I think that game's going to go over. That's going to make them 6-0, but they're certainly putting up the runs. They've scored 32. Again, this is before last night's action. Scored up 32, and they've given up 45. That's a beautiful combination when you've got a team that can score runs and their pitching also sucks. Give me the Diamondbacks and the Padres over 7.5. And taking a look in my hometown of Kansas City as Minnesota Twins headed to Kauffman Stadium to take on those Kansas City Royals. I'm looking at the Twins run line right here, plus 104. The Twins send Kyle Gibson to the mound, while the Royals counter with the surprisingly still employed Homer Bailey that they picked up from the Reds. Well, first the good news for Homer Bailey, all right? He made the most starts he's made in the last 4 years as he's been hobbled by injuries. He made 20 starts and only spent a month and a half on the DL. That's a big improvement for him. The bad news, of those 20 starts, the Reds lost 19 of them. That is not good. By the way, how not good is that? It's the first time it's happened since 1899. So it happened not at all in the 20th century. The 20th century never did that happen with any team and any pitcher. He probably deserved a little better fade, but not too much. He had a lot of games with very, very low run support. But make no mistake, most starts he was very, very bad. He made just 6 quality starts out of those 20 games, and realistically, he probably should have 4 or 5 wins. I know he lost 2-1 games, a 1-0 game. But the majority of the time he was getting pummeled. He had an ERA over 6. He came by most of those losses, honestly. And so the Royals signed him to a minor league deal. He made the squad because he's apparently a warm body. So we have a pretty low threshold there for Royals pitchers. On the other hand, Kyle Gibson, he's of note because he is, of course, a University of Missouri alum. We call that pitching U. He's fine. You know what? He's a low 4 on most teams, maybe a high 3 on some of the teams with the weaker rotations. There's 2 things I like about Kyle Gibson right here. He's facing the Royals, and he's not Homer Bailey. I think Minnesota goes early and often against the boys in blue. And if Homer Bailey somehow manages to keep it close, only give up 2 or 3 runs in 5 innings, don't worry. The Royals fire pen will be to the rescue, bringing their gas cans in to help out the squad there. So either way, I like the Twins on the run line, laying the 1.5, picking up a little positive value as we turn that frown upside down and go from negative to positive, plus 104 on the Minnesota Twins. And finally, taking a swing with another American League Central team here as the Detroit Tigers take on the New York Yankees. Detroit plus 174 on the money line as they send Matt Boyd to the mound against I had it right. Losagia. Oh, that's it. Yes. No. Losagia. Yeah. Okay. We're close. Well, it's early in the season, guys. And I actually looked the pronunciation of this and then forgot it. So next time I'll write it out phonetically. Freudian slip, anyone? Anyway, New York sends a guy that hasn't made very many starts, and his name starts with L. He's not that great. This is just his 5th start in the major leagues, his first one this year after making 4 at the end of last season. Hey, one of these teams is starting a pitcher, like I said, making just his 5th major league start. The same team is also missing Stanton, Gregorius, Betances, Andujar, Hicks, and Ellsbury. They've scored just 19 runs in their 5 games, and now their first baseman is questionable after getting hit on the wrist in last night's game. His X-rays were negative, but you have to wonder if he's going to be able to make the start, especially after a night game the day before. This is a. I just think this price is wrong here. The Yankees are just down too many people. Will the Yankees win this game? Probably. Will they win this game 7 out of 11 times? I don't think so. And if they don't, that makes this a positive value play, and I think we're going to make it right here. Again, a game that you just sit down and watch it, don't expect to win it, but you know there's a pretty good chance that they probably do. So I'm saying that probably the odds on this should be closer to 40%, maybe 42, 43%, somewhere around 3-2 or a little bit better. And I think we're catching some serious value at plus 174. So get yourself down on the Detroit Tigers plus 174, the Minnesota Twins on the run line plus 104, and the San Diego Padres, Arizona Diamondbacks over 7.5 at the end of these 3 baseball contests. You guys can join me as we head back to the window. All right, let's take a look at the shout-outs here for today. I notice we're losing some of you. I know you guys, a lot of we're back there for basketball, and we're coming down the home stretch on that. So yeah, hang with us. If you guys, even if you don't like baseball, here's how a lot of people that I know that were my clients, and I've got clients right now, they look at baseball the way they look at the stock market. They invest, they make the plays, and then they forget about it. They count their money at the end. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to sit there and grind through 9 innings. Again, we've talked about this. If you're doing this for the action, you're doing it wrong. You should be doing it for the money. That's the one goal that you should have. That's your first goal, your second goal, and your third goal as well. It's all about the money. It ain't about the action. I've said it before. If you want action and excitement in your life, the next time your wife asks you if these jeans make her ass look big, say absolutely. You'll have plenty of action and excitement that you can handle for the rest of the day, I promise. All right, so with that being said, let's get to the shout-outs. Let's start with Borno. He had the Reds and the Brewers under. He had the Brewers in the money line. He had Hampton plus 6.5, and he had Lipscomb as a pick'em. Nice job. He also was very complimentary about the graphics, and yeah, it's kind of a new thing. Yeah, I know somebody said about the blade being a little big. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I've talked to my tech guys. I think they might want it big, but we'll see. Anything we could do to see more of this beautiful face and torso right here, I'm all about it. So you guys know I'm going to be fighting for it. Miguel down there in NOLA, he had Lipscomb -1. He had Hampton, and he was leaning towards the under 74 in the Hampton game. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, that worked out okay. I was thinking of the other game where they went to overtime, 175. And we were talking fishing. He told me that brim is a smaller type of fish than a crappie, known as bluegill. I know what a bluegill is. We've caught a ton of bluegill, especially back when I was a kid. It's one of those things where you can just stand on the bank. You find a little school of them that have moved in, and you can knock those little bad boys out with a bucket of worms and just have yourself a nice little fish fry. Very good eating fish. Yeah, absolutely. Extremely plentiful down south. In most cases, you'll just throw back just as many as you keep. Yeah, they're a lot of fun to catch. Great, probably the best fish that I know to get kids into, because they'll hit anything. You could just you could show them a picture of a worm and they'd probably bite at that. So yeah, Miguel, thanks. That's good to know. Got a little fisherman down. He showed me. He had some pictures, man, of a couple of slab crappies, and I got to ask him. I got to ask him how big they were. I think there was some definite. I guarantee you there was at least one of those was a 2+, unless he's doing the old holding it out like this thing. But I don't think he was. I think he had some. I think he had some nice fish down there. At least a 112 to a 2. Now you got to tell me what they were, Miguel. Okay, enough fish talk. Hey, I wonder if you can. I've never even looked at it. I wonder if you can handicap the bass tournaments. I'll bet you can. Junkie much? Hammered Hank. He had the Twins on the money line. Oh, Hank, bet against my Royals, really? He had the Seattle money line, the Brewers money line, and he also likes the new look on the screen. Thanks, man. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be able to do a lot of cool stuff. Once I just got to get this figured out, and you know me, I got to get comfortable for about a week with the new thing before I start getting too fancy. Michael W. said, yeah, man. Said the graphics are badass. Thank you very much, brother. I feel badass up at the top of it. Look at this. We even changed it out. We could change the graphics. Let's talk about a little premium thing. You're like, oh, what about that? What's up with that premium? Oh, boom, there it is. C-Dub. Oh, my soccer man. He had in the English Premier League. He had Watford to win. He had Bury and Cambridge over 2.5, and Augsburg and RB Leipzig over 2.5. I don't believe that was in the English Premier League. Those don't sound English. He also had Lyon and Rennes, I'm terrible at French, over 2.5. The Divine Greek, he said he loves the graphics. He's tailing us on all three today. And he also had wanted to add that anything tastes good deep fried with hot sauce. Give me that fish fry for supper. Yeah, by the way, I've talked about what we've tried to be living the vegan lifestyle for the most part. I'll tell you the exception. Every Friday during Lent, my wife and I hit a different Catholic church for either their fish fry or their shrimp boil or whatever. Are we Catholic? Oh, we are not. Absolutely not. But do we love fish and shrimp? Yes, we do. What a deal. I wish Lent could be the whole year. Let's, I know that's not how it works, but I'm telling you. Okay, man, we've drifted off today, guys. I'm sorry. How about Legion of Picks? He had the MLB had the Kansas City Royals game over 7.5. Not a bad bet. The one. He said 176 is just too many points. You know what? You know how many points it was too many by? The one. But that's actually not fair because you're absolutely right. It was only when overtime did it get as close. So, yeah, 176, too many points. The one, you're on it, brother. Cody said, dude, loving the new fancy tab on the screen. Moving on up to the east side, to the deluxe. I'm just singing it for you, brother. You wrote the words out. He said, I need a bottom ticker with the day's lines running across. He said, I will be then Rick Rossing. Oh! All right. There we go, everybody. It was a blast, and thanks for joining us. As always, good luck today. Look forward to talking to you guys in the comment sections. As always, have fun, be safe, good luck, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.